What's going on, everyone? Kellan Reck here, and today we're talking about big news in the Canon camera world. We're going to talk about the new EOS R II rumors of this new full-frame camera that's going to be the next iteration of the EOS R, and it's going to be big. Let's check it out. So the EOS R has taken the mirrorless camera world by storm. A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers have been getting into it, have been using it. Came out about a year ago, and it's really been solid. When the specs first came out, people were questioning it, but after a lot of use, people found that it really is a great camera, and Canon is actually diving into the mirrorless game and diving in a big way. So with Canon just releasing the 1DX Mark III, which you can check my video, or at least announcing the 1DX Mark III, which you can check my video out up above, I wanted to get in some of the rumors on the EOS R II, which will be the next full-frame mirrorless camera in Canon's mirrorless camera layout or set. So what do we have in this camera? Well, before we even get into it, let's talk about what's expected for 2020 with Canon cameras. Obviously, they've announced the 1DX Mark III, which is coming out. There also have been a lot of rumors about a new Canon EOS Rs, which we'll get into in a little bit. But the main hitter for the mirrorless camera is the new EOS R II, which is only rumored but expected in the first half of 2020. So let's check out what we've got to hear about this camera. First, it's got a 32 megapixel sensor. This is compared to a 30 to 31 megapixel sensor on the EOS R, so we're upping it just a little bit, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. Still, 32 megapixels, a great sensor size, great sensor in this camera. The big rumor is that this camera is expected to have IBIS, in-body image stabilization. This would be the first Canon camera to have IBIS. The 1DX Mark III does not. There were rumors that the EOS R was going to have it. It didn't, which was a little disappointing. So if the EOS R Mark II does have this, which the rumors say, it would be the first Canon camera with in-body image stabilization. Now, why is this good? Well, if you have a lens that doesn't have image stabilization, you're gonna get that through the body of your camera. If you have a lens with image stabilization, you're gonna have double the image stabilization there. So it's just good all around. It might bump the price of the camera a little bit, but in-body image, wow, this is a tongue twister. In-body image stabilization, IBIS, a huge leap forward for Canon cameras. So if the EOS R II has it, as the rumors say, that's gonna be a big camera to get. As for a processor, it's expected to have the DIGIC X, which is the same processor as the 1DX Mark III. The rumors say that it might be slightly different from the exact same processor, but it's still the DIGIC X, so it's moving up. We're moving on to the new generation of DIGIC processors, which is huge for this camera in the long term. Continuous shooting is expected to be at 12 frames per second, which is solid. It allows this camera to be a fast action sports camera. Its ISO is going to jump at a max range from 40,000 in the EOS R or in the EOS R to 51,200. So you're getting a boost of ISO range with this new EOS R II if the rumors are true. We're expected to see dual card slots for memory. The EOS R has an SD slot right now and just that. The EOS R II is expected to have an SD card slot along with a CF Express card slot. This is going to be the new standard for cards. The 1DX Mark III has the dual slot CF Express cards. Now the EOS R II is expected to have an SD slot and a CF Express slot. So this is a much faster card. It's going to allow you to get those fast shots and that high res video, which we're about to get into now. So a big one for video in the EOS R II. If the rumors are true, it's gonna match the 1DX Mark III in terms of shooting 4K uncropped. Now, of course, the 1DX Mark III, as we saw, is going to be shooting 5.5K RAW. That is huge for video. The EOS R II is going to be able to shoot 4K uncropped, which was new with the 1DX3. It's gonna now be new with the EOS R II. It's huge. It's very nice to see because a Canon camera hasn't shot 4K uncropped like this in the past. So now we're gonna be seeing that here, and that is absolutely fantastic for video filmmakers like myself. We don't have any other information on frame rates in video. We also have heard rumors that there will be no RAW video with the EOS R II. I don't know whether that's gonna remain the case. I could see them using the C-Log in this setting, the Canon RAW that they've used in the last few cameras that have come out, but we'll have to wait and see how things develop on that end. Finally, there may be a new naming scheme for this camera, but we just don't know yet. That's just what the rumors are saying. Now, I wanna pause for a minute and just say, hey, if you're enjoying these videos, go ahead and subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell for notifications. It means a lot to me. So many of you are seeing these videos, but you're not subscribed, and I wanna make sure you're getting the latest content. So please go ahead and do that if you're watching this now. Thanks. As for the rumors of the Canon EOS Rs, this is gonna be a new super high megapixel camera at a lower price point. So you're gonna be getting megapixels around 75 to 80, very, very high res photos. You're gonna lose some of the specs that you get with video and continuous shooting because this camera is focused on high megapixels. So that's expected to come out in 2020 as well. There have been some rumors as well on a third mirrorless camera from Canon, the EOS RM, which would be an even lower price point, more entry level mirrorless camera for Canon users. So keep an eye out for that. But that's it for the rumors for the EOS R Mark II. We're hoping we hear more soon, but I think it's gonna be a really awesome camera that's gonna make a big difference. It's gonna be a big jump forward from the EOS R, which people are already loving. Mirrorless full frame camera. Canon's finally catching up and listening to its users. So I'm looking forward to hear whatever it may be. If you've heard anything else, write a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this camera. If you're an EOS R user, let me know what you think. If you're any mirrorless camera user, let me know what you think, because it's really taking the camera world by storm right now. So if you're using Sony, Nikon, Canon, let me hear your thoughts down below. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and we'll check you back in the next one.